Good evening, everyone. Do you have any topic that we're speaking about, or I should make up a topic?
A topic you have.
Huh? Well, you know, since it's a lecture for women, I always like to speak about things that maybe apply more to women, right? And basically, you know, in today's generation, it's always been that the wife, she's the foundation of the house, always. It's not, it's by Jews, by non-Jews. If the wife is good, the house has blessing. The wife has problems, everybody else suffer. But in this generation, it seems that today it's more critical, because there's so many dangers out there for the kids, for the family, for the husbands. The wife has to be extra careful with certain things. For instance, in today's generation, there's a big argument if we should allow the women to wear wigs or not, right? Some rabbis say yes, some rabbis say no. Yeah. What are the sides to both of them? The sides that when the Torah said that a woman has to cover her hair, they really meant that the woman become more modest than before. Not less modest, more modest. It seems that with all these fancy wigs that we have today, when a woman covers her hair, she becomes prettier than before. So is that really what Hashem meant? That the woman will become more attractive to the people on the street than before? Probably not, right? However, we have to stick to the orders. What's the orders? The orders, the Torah says that a married woman has to cover her hair. Cover her hair, which means nobody has to see her original hair. Now, when a woman puts a wig, nobody see her real hair. So she fulfilled the obligation of covering her hair. However, she saved herself from one problem and create a different problem. Now we are going to a different category, which is lack of modesty. She's not modest. Covering the hair, she did. Going into now with these fancy wigs, it's not modesty. It attracts attention. But not only wigs.
Can we go a little bit deeper to the why a woman has to cover the hair?
Okay, first, everything that the Torah says, there are many reasons for it. Why a woman has to cover it. Many reasons, not one or two. You should know that every mitzvah from the Torah, there is 3,000 reasons for it. 3,000 reasons. King Solomon, the king, he was the smartest person ever lived. So he knew the reasons for all these mitzvot. Because Hashem gave him a gift. He knew all the things. Except one, that he didn't know the secrets of the red cow. The mitzvah of red cow. That you have to slaughter it and burn it, and you make the Kohanim pure. And if he touch a pure Kohen, it makes him not pure. He didn't understand how can it be. But other than that, he admitted that he knew all the secrets. Even when the rabbis made laws, there are 1,005 reasons for each one of their laws. 1,005 reasons. Can you believe such a thing? We will learn here just to understand one little takana of the Chachamim, one little decree. We won't finish. It's a lot to learn. It's unbelievable. So today, everyone who doesn't know anything wants to cancel everything. That's not for us. That's not for this generation. Nobody does this anymore. Nobody makes medicine on Shabbat like they used to make. So let's use pills. What's the difference? We're not going to make Chilul Shabbat. You know, if we take Advil or Tylenol or whatever we use, what's the problem? I'm not going to start cooking and taking leaves and grinding them like they used to do medicine. So why are you making all these decrees that I have to have headache all Shabbat just because I cannot use medicine, right? That's the way people talk. There's many other reasons to it. It's not only this. Canceling it, since you do not know the secrets, you're making a very big problem. Now, going back to your question, when the Torah said that a woman has to cover her hair, the simple understanding is, because when a woman has her own natural hair, right, it attracts attention. Hair is something beautiful. Hashem didn't want men on the street to enjoy from the beauty of a married woman. She is only permitted for her own husband. With her own husband, the more love they have between them, the more they're together, it's very good. Excellent. Hashem is happy, they love, They together. It's in Judaism, intimate relation between husband and wife. It's holy, not like the Christians made it dirty. No, no, no. It's very holy. Why it's holy? If Hashem thought it's not holy, He wouldn't give us the ability to bring souls to the world through this intimate relationship, right? If it would be something bad, then kids will come to the world in a different way. Since this is the way that souls are coming to the world, it's something very, very important with very big responsibility. In Judaism, it's very, very holy. Actually, when you go to Kabbalah, there's a whole book just about this. I don't want to go in too much into details, but the whole concept of intimate relationship, there's a whole book that you can be amazed how many holy things are involved with this. Goyim, they say, nah, it's dirty, that's why they made the law that the priest cannot get married. First mitzvah in the Torah that a man has to marry and have kids. They want to show that there's something. So they do exactly the opposite of what the Torah says. So a married woman has to be modest and be beautiful for her husband in her house. Really, if nobody is in the house and nobody is knocking on the door, she doesn't have to cover the hair in front of her husband. She can come home, take it off. Why we don't do it today? Because the kids. You don't want the kids to see her hair, It's affecting their kedusha. But let's say, God forbid, a couple don't have kids. And it's 11 o'clock at night and nobody will knock on the door now. She doesn't want to cover her hair. She doesn't do anything wrong. She can take it off until the morning, no problem. For her husband. According to the Zohar, it's also not permitted for a woman to shave her head. Because Hashem gave her beautiful hair for her husband to make intimacy between them. Being bald is definitely not helping the shlom bayit of the family. As a matter of fact, we see in this generation...
Some women do shave.
They shave, I know. So some believe that it's better to do it. They don't do it for modesty reasons. Because anyway, they put wigs one way or the other, so it doesn't really matter. They do it for the mikveh. Because they go to the mikveh and maybe the hair separate between the water. But the Zohar, which is the Kabbalah, it says that a woman has to have hair for her husband, it's no problem. She covered the hair. So since the Torah says a woman has to cover her hair, it's not only that. She has to be modest in her clothing. She has to be modest in her makeup and the nail polish. And for instance, sometimes a woman can be dressed very modest as far as the clothes, wide and everything, according to the law. One mistake she made, there's something written on her shirt. I love New York. That's all. There's no modesty, no nothing. Why? Because the eyes of the people, every person, it's guaranteed, no matter what address he sees in front of him, he sees cars, bus, people walk with a bag, as soon as he sees riding, in his subconscious, automatically the eyes goes to the riding. Even if he say to himself, I won't do it, I won't do it, he sees riding, right away his eyes goes to the riding. She goes with something on her chest, written, even though it's very modest, the clothes, could be jacket, whatever, automatically it attracts attention. So the Torah gave a list of things that is not permitted. Okay, so because one of the things is to cover her hair, then it's an obligation to cover the hair. Now let's move forward. What happens if she puts a wig? If she puts a wig that makes her attracts more attention, now she has no problem. What did you do by that? Where is your modesty? To say that she didn't cover her head, you cannot say because she did, but she has a different problem. But we have another problem now. If the woman won't put a wig, for some husband, it will be a big problem. Why? Because they're very foolish, and they think that it's good for their wives to be pretty all the time. They want all the time that the wife will be pretty. And if she's not going to be pretty, they have such weak character that they start cheating. When they come home and they see that the wife is not pretty for them, and all day they work in places that they're not supposed to be, they come home and you see, what kind of wife do I have? This is the one I met 10 years ago. Look what she used to be, look what she became. And then the family is broken. That's why rabbis today are much more lenient when it comes to wigs. Really, it wasn't allowed at all. Nobody would ever allow such a thing. I asked a big rabbi, how most of the Ashkenazim allow it, how almost everyone agree with that. So he said, believe me, if you won't allow it, in less than a year this marriage will be over. Why? Look at the husbands that they have. They go, they work here, they work there, they're in the office. If we know he doesn't have a pretty wife, and when he goes with his wife he's going to be embarrassed, since he's not holy, he's far away from being holy, he doesn't learn Torah, he doesn't learn Musar, he keeps Shabbat, he's like a robot, he keeps Shabbat, he makes brachot, he doesn't even remember what he said, he doesn't have holiness in him. It's not that he's a holy person. If it was Rabbi Akiva doesn't need his wife to have a wig. The opposite, if she will have a wig, he will be disgusted. Why? Because it's very holy. The men today are not holy. So the rabbis are doing up to the limit how much they can be lenient. However, if a woman is strong and she feels that her husband is a strong man, and God forbid, is not looking for her to be less modest, he wants her to be more modest, and the harmony in the house is all fine, why to go down on a level? A woman should have to go to the top that she can, right? However, sometimes Baalei Tshuva, people who make Tshuva, we have to use common sense. As rabbis, that they come to ask questions, and the wife doesn't want to cover her hair to begin with at all. They're becoming religious. Just the fact they agree to be Shomer Shabbos because they know the Torah is real doesn't mean so much that she wants to wear now white skirts and cover her hair. That she's still far away from it. So what's better? That she won't cover at all, or she cover with a wig? Of course cover with a wig. So to start, at least first year, you have to be a fool to tell her, no, wig is bad, don't do it. Of course, it's very bad. You have to tell her, okay, start with that, and everything else will follow, will be fine. Okay, so this is it. Now, so I answer basically that kind. Now, there are more problems here. Modesty is not only clothing or makeup. Modesty is the way a woman talks. The way she talks in front of the guests. The way she talks to people on the phone. The way she walks in the street. The way she behaves in the supermarket. There's ways. Modesty is not only to cover yourself and everything. Modesty has to go to the root of the soul of the person. Which means, I give you an example. Somebody that came from Iran to France on a plane, a Jew that has an Iranian passport, he went to Iran. And once the plane takes off, all the Persian women, Muslims that are covered from A to Z, takes it all off, tie jeans, put their makeup. As soon as they get out of Iran, it's all baloney. Who do they fool? They don't have any reward of being modest. Being modest means that a woman should be embarrassed not to be modest. Not that she does it because the police will arrest her and put her in a car and take her to the Gestapo over there. It's not modesty. Don't get me wrong. If she's forced to be modest, and in the end she's modest, at least she doesn't make the men commit sins. So at least she has less sins. Not that she chose it. If it was up to her, she wanted the men to make as many sins as possible. But since the government over there don't allow it, so at least they're saving the people from making sins. So one positive thing there is over here. They do behind scenes. It's much harder. It's much harder to go to places. They're always afraid. So when a person lives under a fear, he doesn't enjoy sins so much. So one good thing comes out of it. The Rambam writes that the Jewish police should go to parks in Chol HaMoed, where men and women and the kids all gather together. In holidays they go around to watch the people, not to do bad things. Why? Sometimes the Yetzer Hara of the people work, if they see the police, right away, they run away. So he saved them from a sin. The Gemara says, Abaye, one of the chief rabbi, he saw his neighbor wants to go on a trip from Yerushalayim, few days, with his donkey and his carriage. And there was a neighbor, female, she wants to get a ride with him. Now remember, it wasn't like today you have a beautiful highway with lights, few lanes going up to Yerushalayim. No. What was it? Trucks, trees, you have to go, the wheel breaks, you have to fix the wheel, you take with you light, like oil light, you don't see anything, at night you have to park, cannot ride at night, only during the day. So it takes few days. What happened a young man and a young woman going together on a trip in a forest for 3 days? What happened? Today, what's going to happen? Shem Yirachem. Not only today, 2,000 years ago, it still was a problem. So the rabbi heard that they want to go together on a ride, they're not married. He knew for sure they'll make a sin. So a Jew that knows that the Torah said that every Jew is responsible for other Jews as well, he's a guarantor for other Jews, he's an older person, what can he do? He followed them for a few days. He's walking behind them to see, as soon as they touch each other, he's going to run and scream, fire! And he saved them from making a sin of karet. What's karet? Every time the Torah says, "V'nichreta nefesh ha'im Yisrael," that soul get cut out of my nation, means that after that sin, Hashem wrote in a file of the person, you've been cut out of my eternal life. The reward for the righteous Jews, I wrote another cut, and another cut, and another cut. In the end, there's many cuts. Sometimes a person does mitzvot that he gets the merit to enter the next life. So it's a contradiction. Here you have so many losses that you lost your share to the world to come, and here you gain a lot. How is it going to work? Only Hashem knows. Hashem takes into consideration where you're from, who are your family, what education you got, how much Yetzer Hara you have. Not even inclination, it's not equal by all people. Some people have more evil inclination for sins, some has less. Some people, they see food, that's it, they cannot control themselves. Kosher, not kosher. And then they regret. After they full, they regret. What did I do? Why did I eat it? It's not kosher. Some people, they starve 3-4 days, they won't touch a crumb of it. Only if they be mamash dying, then they're allowed to eat. If you die, it's pikuach nefesh. So you see, the different desires. Desires for women is different by man to man. Anger, jealousy, integrity, all this, it's different by all people. So Hashem knows to calculate where you started, how much you achieve in your life, what is your background, what's your previous life is in a different body, and calculate if in the end you lost, chas v'shalom, God forbid, your share to the world to come, or you did not lose. Since we do not know, we can't take the risk. How are we going to take the risk? Can we take a risk of doing some sins and in the end, God forbid, we lose everything? We have to be very careful. So one more thing we have to understand here, that the rabbi followed them for about a few days, and he saw that they arrived to their destination. He went to the right, she went to the left, and they did not touch one another. And they say, hello, goodbye, shalom, thank you for giving me a ride. Very good. The rabbi fell on the floor and started to cry. Somebody passed by, see the chief rabbi of the generation, his name mentioned in every chapter in the Talmud, Abaye. He's buried next to Tzfat with his Chevruta Rava in the same cave. If you ever go to Tzfat, you can enter their cave and see their 2 graves, 2,000 years. So he fell on the floor and started to cry. So somebody passed by and said, Rabbi, why are you crying? You see that man over there with the donkey? Yeah. You see that girl over there? Yeah. For 3 days I've been following them. No, the guy got very nervous. So what happened? So who knows what happened? They say they just got to this corner. He went to the right, she went to the left, and they did not touch each other. Clean. 3 days, no sins. So the guy said, very good, Rabbi. So why are you crying? You should be happy. So you don't understand, why I'm crying? If I would be the driver giving her a ride, I will make a sin with her. So this guy is better than me with all my Torah. He did not make the sin. That's what the Torah says. Just the fact you're a great man and you're holy doesn't mean you're going to pass the test. David HaMelech, King David, he told Hashem, according to Kabbalah, you have a carriage. This is all metaphoric symbols. Don't get confused. Hashem doesn't have a chair, and he doesn't have a horse, and he doesn't have a carriage. He doesn't have an image or a color, or he doesn't take size. He's everywhere you're going to go. It's Hashem cover everything, all space, all the worlds, all the galaxies, everywhere. But it's all, Hashem speaks to us in a language that we can understand. When we go to Shamayim, we will see that it's completely different than the understanding over here. What does it mean, the chair of Hashem? What does it mean, the carriage of Hashem? What does it mean, 7 different worlds? Shiva Rekim. What does it mean? We don't understand all this. When the soul gets out of the body, we'll understand all that. But right now, King David comes to Hashem and say, you have a carriage, 3 wheels over there you have, Avraham, Yitzchak and Yaakov, I want you to make me the 4th wheel. So he said to him, Hashem, no, you cannot go to be the 4th wheel. Why? They had a test, a nisayon. I tested them with a very strong test and they passed the test. You did not have a test. Not to have a test, you didn't prove yourself yet enough. I thought he wasn't a tzaddik, he was a big tzaddik. But the test you didn't have. So right away, David HaMelech says, so what's the problem? So test me, I'll pass the test. A minute later, he looks from his window, he sees Bathsheba on a roof. Next building. What happened after? The rest is history. Until today, you have a stain in the file of David HaMelech, the story of Bathsheba, that she was married to Uriah Hittite, sent him to the war to die. Hashem sent him Nathan the prophet. He gives him a story, an analogy with the sheep. And David HaMelech got very angry. He said, this person who did such a thing has to die. He told him, you are the one. And even though the Talmud explained that he was 100% clean, he did not make a sin. Why? Why he was clean? Because this Uriah Hittite, there's an argument what he was. Was he a convert? Was he a Jew with the name of a goy? We don't know for sure. But no matter what, he was the servant, the helper, the assistant of Goliath, the huge giant Goliath that came to fight against the King David. He was his helper. He was tying his sword with a special knot that when he sleeps nobody can take the sword out, right? So when David HaMelech went to fight Goliath, he took the slingshot and hit him in his forehead. After he fell and died, the deal was that whoever gonna chop the other person's head and bring it to the other camp, like if the Jews bring the head of Goliath to the Philistines, then they surrender and they become slaves to Israel. They pay them taxes and everything. If they will bring the head of David HaMelech, and that means Goliath won, then the Jews become their slaves. And like this, it's not going to be thousands of dead casualties. It's 1 against 1. They were sure they're winning. Can compare this small guy to this giant. He comes with metal all around him and a big sword, and he comes to him with a slingshot. And by the way, you should know that his entire head was covered. So how the stone went in? David HaMelech, which knew all the Kabbalah, read Tehillim, you see what level he was. So he knew that every material in a creation has an angel that who is in charge of it. There's an angel who is in charge of the water. How Moshe opened the water, this angel did the job. Pinchas ben Yair, the Gemara says, one of the Tanaim, he had to cross the river, the river split for him. And they say his miracle was even greater than Moshe. So there are incidents that there's an angel who is in charge of the water. There's an angel who is in charge of metal. There's an angel who is in charge of other things in the creation. So when David wanted the stone to go through the metal, he made a deal with the angel. He said to the angel, if you agree to open the metal for me and let the stone goes in, I will make a decree now that from now on people will have to circumcise the baby with metal, not with stone. Until that day, that's 3,000 years ago. For about 300 years, the Jews used to make Brit Milah, circumcision, with a stone, with a rock. They take a rock, they sharpen it, they make it like a knife, and that's how they used to circumcise. The wife of Moshe, Tzipporah, she circumcised the 2 kids with a tzur, Evan, with a rock, not with a metal. Today, every Brit Milah we do it with metal. So David HaMelech said, if you agree to open his helmet, from now on, everybody will make circumcision with metal, not with a rock. And that's how he killed him. Once he killed him, he has to chop his head off. He has a huge head. You need a big sword. He cannot open the knot. The knot is so complicated, he cannot open the knot. So he screamed, whoever's going to open that knot will get the best Jewish soulmate in the whole nation. Like I'm making a decree. As an important person, tzaddik gozer, HaKadosh Baruch Hu mekayem. I said that after he opens the knot, Hashem gives him the best shidduch. Who comes? This Uriah Hittite. He made the knot. He opened the knot, Nobody knew how to open that knot. It was so complicated. He opened the knot, and Hashem said to David, oh yeah, you're the new God now. You give shidduchim now. Your shidduch goes to him. Who was his shidduch? Bathsheba, the greatest woman in the whole nation. She goes to him. Then Uriah Hitti rebel against David. It's called Mored B'Malchut. What's the Torah say? Someone who speaks against the king, harsh, or curse the king, he has chutzpah towards the king can kill him. Doesn't need to make a trial, bring witnesses. The king take his sword and can kill him. It's called Mored B'Malchut. Without thinking what the people say, what David HaMelech didn't want to kill him. It wasn't only him. There was other people that came against David HaMelech and he didn't want to kill them. There was Yoav, which made him problems before he died. He told his son Solomon, Shlomo, was only 12 years old. He said, after I die, make sure you be clever. You kill them in a way that nobody will realize that it's revenge. And the way they did it, King Solomon, in a way that he made some decrees that they didn't do it, and in the end he took revenge against them. So what happened over here? Uriah Hitti got Bathsheba, and David HaMelech saw that he is speaking against him, and he deserved to die execution, so he sent him to the war. When the people used to go to the war, they used to give get to the wife. Divorce. Why they give a get? Because maybe he will never come back. He will be a prisoner for who knows how many years. The wife, after a few years, she doesn't come back. She can go and get married. She has the get. If he doesn't give her a get, she can never ever get married all her life. Because maybe one day he will return. Maybe one day he will return. So because of that, she had a get in her hand. And he went to the war, he never came back, and David HaMelech married her. But still, even though it wasn't wrong, she was my shidduch. I made a mistake, you took her. Now she returns to me. It didn't look good in the eyes of Hashem, and he sent him the prophet. So this is just to show you. Anyway, going back to what we started before, modesty is not only clothing. It's the way a woman talks, the way she behaves in weddings, and in public or in a store. Let's say she goes and buys. Some women go to buy it from a supermarket. 20 minutes they stand in the middle of the store and speak to the owner. That so shows that this woman is not modest. People call on the phone. How are you? How you been? How was your vacation? 10 minutes she talks to the man. That's no modesty. You have to keep it short and clean. Yes, how are you? You need to speak to my husband? Oh, no problem, finished. What's this? All the problem starts with being too friendly. I'm not talking families that you come in, everybody kiss everyone. 50 men walked in and they kissed the wife of the house. Everyone who comes. The uncle, the cousin from Zimbabwe, the grandfather from Russia, the other one comes from Israel, hugging, kissing, this. Right? Sometimes you see in a wedding, in a religious wedding, they stand in a bar mitzvah, everybody comes with a camera. 2 hours kisses. What about the Torah? The Torah says that even your sister, a man with his sister, you have to think a lot before you kiss her. Especially if she's married, forget about it. She already have a husband? Come on. You have to be clever. Rambam says it's allowed. But you have to be a fool to do it. Which means it's really not allowed. It's allowed. Legally it's allowed. The Torah didn't say that a man cannot kiss his sister. Now you may tell me, oh, don't be fanatic. Don't exaggerate, Rabbi. What are you talking about? I want to ask you a question. Do you know how many men in this world, in this generation, made sins with their sister? If you only knew how many millions in the world did it, then you understand why the Torah says even this, stay away from it. Why? The law is designed for all kinds of people. The law wasn't only designed for normal, righteous people. The law is designed for the biggest lowlifes, for the filthiest people on earth. It covers everyone. Yeah, maybe you think it's despicable. Nobody can even think to, chas v'shalom, make a sin with his sister. But you see that the world is full of guys like this. Yeah, percentage-wise, maybe they're not even 1%. 99% of the people wouldn't do it. It's enough 1% from 6 billion people, from whatever 3 billion men will do it. 1%. You have tens of millions of sinners. You understand? So the Torah has to give the answer to all kinds of people. Same thing with women. Some women are so modest in their nature, even you give them something that is not modest, it costs fortune, they won't put it on. No desire. A woman that she's not so modest, you buy her a nice thing, or you give her a free gift from a store. What happened to her right away? She forgets about the religion, forget about everything. Also colors. Some colors attract more attention than others. There's some solid colors, and colors that when you go, everyone sees you from a mile. Right? Also cell phone. A woman walking the street, she comes to a place with many people, 20 minutes, everybody has to hear she talks on the phone. And everybody looks at her. It attracts attention. If you're modest, if you fear from Hashem, you have to think about these little things. In a party, screaming in a house, screaming, bring me that, where is this? Where? You see right away, sometimes you compare women that grew up in Bet Yaakov with great religious education, how quiet they are, they come to do babysitter, how they come to the house, how when you take them home, half a word, thank you, and right away they run home. You see right away their foundation is pure. And then you see girls, you see right away this girl, Hashem Yerachem, everything is rotten. Yeah, maybe she puts modest clothes on her right now. But the foundation is really rotten. You understand? And you see sometimes that when religious girls get together with non-religious girls, you see right away that they cannot feel connected. She doesn't even want to play with them ball, whatever they play, or cards, whatever. She doesn't feel connected. This is the right way, that you teach the girls from age nothing. You don't wait until they're 16 to start teaching them about modesty. You don't. It's too late by then. It's in their nature. Also, I give you an example. The girls, some wives say, she's only 3 years old. Who cares? She wears mini skirt, short sleeves, open. She's a little girl. You have no idea. This little girl already got used to this kind of clothes. When she's 6, you try to change what she wears? No. It's in her conscious already, subconscious. It's in the genes. Go and change it, how hard it's going to be. But if she never wore it, she grew up that this is muktzeh, I cannot even come near it. Same thing when you buy your daughter's dolls. When they sell dolls over there, even though it's only a doll, it's not modest. They show them open here, open there, mini skirts. And the girls, it goes into their mind. Look, women are dressed like this. Look, everywhere in the store they sell this. And people think, Rabbi, are you crazy? What are you talking about? Dolls, all these things. We know, we teach our daughters to be modest, to wear skirts, you know. You have no idea how much those things are affecting. Cartoons. What cartoons can do? How cartoon can ruin the soul of a person? How? If he's a boy or a girl, cartoons is full of violence. They always show that in order for you to be a hero, you have to beat up the other guy. Break his head, run after him, he jump, you run from here, you run from there, shooting, cartoon. So the kids grow up with, if I want to get something, I better know how to shoot. I better know how to give, punches when it's necessary. They grow up with that. It's in their that's it. They cannot get out of it. And tomorrow you get a phone call from school. What's going on with your son? Everybody who has fight with him, right away, give him something. Or why? It comes from there. What do you think? It's affecting him. I remember when I was a kid, when we used to show us a movie, let's say karate movie. What happened to all the kids when they come out of the karate movie? On the streets, everybody become Bruce Lee, going like this for 3 days. See what an effect it has on a person. What an effect. It's unbelievable. This movie is distraction, mamash distraction. Then we have another problem, that in the cartoons, they show all kinds of not modest girls, the way they dress in a cartoon, because the goyim don't even know that it's bad. Most of the goyim, maybe the Muslims are more careful about modesty than the Christians, but in general, the goyim don't have a problem showing cartoons with a girl that's completely naked. When they think about it, what is it? You understand? But it's affecting the way they grow up, you see. They dress like they are in a cartoon. It's no different. They are like this. Going back, foundation of the house means that the wife has to be the center of the house. The Torah says something very interesting. If you review, the Torah says, Matzah Isha Matzah Tov. There's a verse inside the Tanakh. It says, Matzah Isha Matzah Tov. You found a wife, you're getting married. Tov, wife is Tov, good, the ultimate good, the perfect good. Then, in another place it says, Motzeh ani et ha'isha mar mimavet. If you find a woman, it's more bitter than death. How can it be? What's going on here? The Torah is divine, no? You have to make up your mind. A wife is good or it's bitter than poison? What is it? So, you know, all these things have secrets in them. It's not so simple. If you go, first of all, you know that they say that you have Ish and Isha. Ish, you write Aleph Yud Shin. Isha, Aleph Shin Hey. If you take the Yud out of the man and Hey out of the woman, it's the name of Hashem. It becomes fire and fire, Esh and Esh. If no Yirat Shamayim in a house, there's no religion in a house, it's almost impossible. Maybe 1 to 1,000,000, you have an exception to the rule, but it's almost impossible that there will be harmony and love in a house. Always going to be anger and cursing and disrespect and problems with the kids and problems in the entire family, always. Why? There's no Shekhinah in a house. There's no glue. No, the glue of Hashem, this spirituality does not exist. Divorce, 70%, the courts are packed with cases, 3 years to get divorced. They go crazy already. How? Get married, 6 months later, now 3 years process of fighting, going to court, paying lawyers. Person worked 10 years like crazy, finally found a wife, they get married, now they fight for 2 years. If they have kids, it's like an atomic war. It's not so simple. And all these things comes from one thing, that the people never learn how to behave. Never. Not the wife, not the husband. So it says, Matzah Isha Matzah Tov, and it also says, Motzeh ani et ha'isha mar mimavet. Aisha. How much is the gematria of Ish? How much is each in numeric value? 311. Motzeh ani, it says like this, Matzah Isha Matzah Tov. How much is Isha in numeric value? Shin is 300, Aleph is 1, Hey it's 5, 306. When the man is 311 and the woman is 306, almost like the man, but the man is the boss in the house. When it comes to the last word, what's going to do with the kids? When it comes to yeshiva, when it comes to Torah, he wants to go learn, but she wants him to stay home. If he's a man of the house, there's a man in the house, it will be very good. Once the woman become a boss, there are certain things that the woman has to be the boss. I'm not saying no. What to shop, what to eat, what to cook, what furnitures to buy, to design the house, many things, how to take care of the little kids. There are certain territory that is the wife's specialty. But we know what I'm talking about. Torah say, you have desire to your man and he's going to be your boss. The feminists don't like it. They modify the Torah because they don't like what Hashem said. But the key to be successful in life is when everybody recognizes his place. For instance, I'm not a Kohen. Kohen has much more privilege than me. He has more respect. He gets all kinds of things that I cannot get. Does it make me go crazy just because the Kohen is better? No. That's what Hashem wanted. This family got a gift. I'm happy that Hashem, we do what Hashem wants. Hashem wants that the Kohen will be the first one who goes after to the Torah. Right? And I cannot do it, and that's what Hashem wants. I should be happy with that. Alright? I'm a part of Hashem's wish. What is it? Motzeh ani mar mimavet et Aisha. What does it become? Aisha. Not 306, 311. 311 and 311, 2 bosses, 2 captains in the same plane. One wants to go to Russia, one wants to go to Israel. Guess what happened in the air? The plane won't get anywhere. The plane won't get anywhere. So this is the secrets of who is the boss and what he's special about. When you mix up the order in the creation, later on we're paying a price. Before we finish, and I give you maybe some time for questions, I will tell you a story. A story, interesting story. What's the story? The story is that everything we do, Hashem is watching us 100%, right? And we have a lot of tests in life. And it's also depend what advice the wife give her husband. If a wife give good advice, she can save his entire future. It's in business, in fight that he have with his partner, fights that he has with his brother, fights with his parents, fight with the neighbor. If the wife instigate, don't be a fool, don't be an idiot. Look, he makes a fool out of you, like Eshet Korach. She gave Korach advice. Look, Moshe become the leader, and you are not. You're just as smart. You're richer than him. Come from an important family. You got nothing, and him and his brother took everything. How can you let it go like this? What was the end of her husband? Drowned alive until today. Screams in hell in Gehenom. Moshe Emet v'Torato Emet. Her advice. There was another one on Ben Peled. His wife was trying to say, "Hey, don't be a fool. Stay out of there. Stay out of the argument. What are you going to get by that? This machloket." And he got saved. And I'll give you an example of an advice of a wife. There's Rosh Yeshiva from Israel. He has Yeshiva in Israel, in Yerushalayim. And one of the students is American. He's a son of one of the wealthiest guys in America. You know, very rich. His father is very rich, the American boy. And he's Baal Tzedakah, he gives a lot of tzedakot. And this Rosh Yeshiva sees that the yeshiva is struggling. He goes to America a few times a year to collect money. So he's been sending letters to this rich father. Help our yeshiva. Your son is learning here. You know us. We're not strangers. You help everyone. Help us. The rich man ignores the letters. 6 years. Okay, what can he do? He has his reasons. In the meantime, this Rosh Yeshiva, he flies to America a lot. And his wife keep telling him, why are you flying economy? Fly first class. Fly business at least. You're an important rabbi. Shouldn't sleep with you shouldn't sit with all the people in this tiny room there in a plane. It's not respect for you. You deserve it. You're not doing it for you. You're not going to America on vacation. You're going to work. So buy yourself a normal ticket. And what does he say? No. It's the money of the yeshiva, it's tzedakah, I cannot use it for my own convenience. In the meantime, since he flies a lot, Hashem likes the fact that he's humble and he doesn't look for all kinds of benefits for himself. And you know, when you fly a lot, they upgrade you whenever they can. They see that every month you're flying. So he comes to the desk, he learns, there's any upgrade available, maybe you have in business an open room. And one time he came with lots of emunah, they upgrade him, free. Okay, sits in business class. Then another time he came, they upgrade him, business class. Third time, he comes, they say, sir, today I'm sorry, I don't have any upgrade to give you. Got used to already business class now. Wow, he's thinking I'm going to sit like this for 12 hours, 11 hours like this. No, try this, let me speak to the supervisor. Nothing helped. He got a regular ticket, he sits in economy. When he enters the plane, he comes in the front. You know, the business class, they all sit in the front. As he walked in, one of the people in the business class got up. Kvod Harav, nice to see you here. Oh, you're flying to Israel or from America to Israel or from Israel to here. It's not relevant. Who are you? He said, Rav, I don't know you. He said, you don't know me, but I know you. You're the Rabbi of my son. Who? Told him the last name. He started to shake. That's the rich guy. I've been sending letters 6 years. Ignore my letter. Look how we meet. He said, where is your seat? He said, over there. I'm going inside. So the rich man said, don't go so fast. I want to tell you something. You know, I've been getting your letters for 6 years. Don't think. I kept all of them. Why didn't I send you a check? I wanted to send you a check. I made a few phone calls to check about you, that you're kosher and everything fine. And the person that I asked told me, I don't think you should give him money. He flies in business class. Somebody like him don't deserve to get. Rabbi that flies and they save money of the yeshiva, that means they care about the yeshiva very much. They deserve everything they need. Give them as much as you can. They like this, you want to give. It's not that it's not allowed. It's your choice. If you want to pay for extra $2,000 every month for his plane. So now in my eyes I see that it's wrong, the information I got. You're going to sit inside. Wait 1 minute. 6 years, every year I was planning to send you $10,000. That was my plan. $60,000 check he put in his head. You understand? Remember the advice of his wife? Go business class, go business class. Even though he did not take her advice, he got an upgrade. The 2 times that he got an upgrade almost cost him $60,000 or $100,000 over the years. Sometimes you get something in this life, later on when you come to Shamayim, you see how much you lost. You kill yourself. What? This for this? Come on, Hashem, have mercy. Cannot be that you're taking away this for giving me this nonsense. Hashem said, I'm very sorry. Didn't you read in the Gemara, בדרך שאדם רוצה ללך מוליכים אותו? The way a Jew is choose to walk through, I'm walking him through. I'm doing the job for you. You just have to choose which aisle you want. The aisle of the righteous people or the aisle of the losers. It's your choice. It's all 100% free choice. So we see here, Be'ezrat Hashem, that the advice of a wife is very important. The example for the kids, for the daughters, for the kings, is crucial. If the wife gives musar to the kids, and she goes to the wedding like a top model, with million types of things on her hair, all kinds of things, tons of sprays, open here, clear, see-through. She gives musar to her daughter. What are you wasting your time for? The daughter is laughing at you. Eventually she grow up, she'll be worse than you. One picture is like 1,000 words. It's like a doctor comes to give now the patients a lecture about not to smoke. I saw it in my own eyes once. Don't smoke. It's killing you. It's 84 sicknesses it brings. 2 minutes later, the patient sees the doctors in the hallway smoking. Do you think the lecture will do any good?
No.
What will make more effect? The one picture that he saw the doctor is with a cigarette, or the 10-minute speech that he gave him? Or a doctor gives him a speech about cholesterol, about the diet, and the doctor looks like a pig. It's not helping. Understand? Same thing rabbis. When Moshe Rabbeinu and Shmuel, the prophet, they came to give musar to the nation, how did they start their speech? You all know that we never asked anything from you, and we did not receive any gift from you. No salary, no gifts, no nothing. דבר אחד לא לקחתי מכם. Donkey, outfit, nothing. Why they start their speech like this? Because if I take from you, I take advantage on you, my musar won't help. It won't help. If I do it for the mitzvah, whatever I tell you will go to the heart. If I take from you, it won't help. We have 2 more minutes. I'll push another story here. There was one Rabbi Kramer, his name, in Vilna, in Europe. He gets a letter one day. The rabbi over there passed away. They're looking for replacement rabbi, and they heard about him that he's a big chacham.
Excuse me, where's the Vilna?
Vilna is in Poland. Poland, yeah. So it says. We want the rabbi to come and replace. We want the rabbi to replace the rav that we had. And he says, he sends them a letter. I'm willing to come, but in one condition. What's the condition? That you don't pay me a salary and you give me nothing. The rabbi writes. No, very good. Not only we get the best rabbi, and it's free of charge. Right away, he got the job. He came to town. They had a little money. They didn't need so much to open a little business. They opened a grocery store. Very tiny. Bread, milk, cheese a little bit. It wasn't like today, 50,000 different kinds of candies, you know. Very simple, just to survive. Some vegetables, eggs. That's a grocery. After 3 months that he's working in a community, you see, they have better food in their house. His wife got him a new outfit for Shabbat. He sees in the house, it's better than what we got used to. All the years we were very, we had nothing that we wanted, and all of a sudden we're a little bit wealthier. Call up his wife, he said, what's going on here? We just arrived here, we had little money, now all of a sudden we live good? She's in a store, he's in a shiva and in a shul. So the wife said, I tell you the truth, almost everybody in town is buying from us. They see that you don't want a salary, you don't want donations, and they feel that they're obligated to us. You're serving them, they cannot be ungrateful to you. You make them more religious. According to the Torah, they have to give their master or money, they have to give it to you. Since you don't want it, they want to give it to you from the back door. How they give it to you? They all come to shop in your store. That's why we have a lot of customers from morning to night. So what is supposed to say now? Very good. Shtabach Shemo Hashem, you never leave those who trust you. Baruch Hashem, no, let's enjoy. No. He told her, sit now, let's calculate how much money we need to live every week. So they calculate this, that, whatever they need. He wrote on a piece of paper and he told her, you open the store Sunday morning, whatever time it takes to make the amount of money that we need to live that week, you work. Once you have that money in your hand, you close the store, you put a sign, will be reopened on next Sunday. So that means if you work until Tuesday morning and you have enough money, close, will open again on Sunday. She told him, why? It's a crime to make some more money to put on the side? He said, no, it's not a crime. You can put money on the side, no problem. But what's going on with the other 2 groceries in town? Before we came to town, they had parnasah. Because of us, they're dying now. They don't have business. Everybody comes to us. It's fair that we're going to take everything, they left with nothing. So we get what we need. The rest you close. Then Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, let them go over there. You understand? A kosher Jew that trusts Hashem, to what level he can get. You understand? That's why Moshe Rabbeinu and Shmuel, they said, Davar echad lo lakachnu mimchem. We did not take anything from you, so you cannot complain that we come to give you musar. Because usually, sometimes people come, they give all their speech, and in the end they say, okay, so what's with you? Well, how about there's a nice check, or they put such a jar in your face, you cannot see the rabbi anymore, full of dollars like this. They make you embarrassed. You understand? However, everything we have to teach kav zchut. In the previous generations, the people had more morale, more integrity. They knew if I come to the rabbi and the rabbi help me, I have an obligation as a decent person not to be ungrateful. So if he has yeshiva, I'll help him. If he has, an orphan house, so I will help him. Today people are not grateful. Most people are very ungrateful. The Chafetz Chaim, somebody came to him and said, somebody is speaking Lashon Hara against you, Rabbi, saying bad things about you. So the Chafetz Chaim, this was 8 years ago, the Chafetz Chaim told him, strange, I don't remember I did any favors to this guy. You got the point? The more favors you do, the more he goes against you. How to believe? Sometimes you have a guy in your shul, how much you did for him? 3, 4, 5 years problems, he comes to you, you sit with him an hour and 2 hours and telephones and again and Shabbat and this and everything, and then after 3, 4 years, whoop, becomes your enemy. No appreciation, no nothing. You understand what's going on? So people have to have an appreciation. This is it, it's not a joke. I'm not talking chas v'shalom if the guy is a rasha. All of a sudden you found out that he's not exactly what he looks like. If he's a rasha, you don't give him any respect and there's no ungratefulness. No ungratefulness. I mean, it's no problem being ungrateful to him. Why? You don't owe him anything. Someone that is a rasha and is ungrateful to Hashem, he loses his appreciation. I just found this week of one, I don't want to say names, because I don't know all the details of the story, someone who took advantage on a woman and was messing around with women, and he has students and he teaches Torah, and now it's big Chilul Hashem all over the news. in case that everything they say about him is correct, which that's the way it looks like, because it's all recorded and everything, but in case it's correct, his students they don't have to give him any respect. He helped this guy, maybe he helped the other guy, maybe he put this guy in yeshiva, maybe he gave him money. No appreciation to someone like this. So Rasha, you have to put him on a highlight. The Gemara say, מפרסמים את החנפים מפני חילול השם. People who make חילול השם, you have to make them public, publish them before it will be worse. Why? Because if you don't publish them, and you know what they do, you know that they cheat people, you know they touch kids, you know they touch women, you know they speak dirty to women, you know they are filthy, but they pretend that they're righteous, and you know, you walk with them, and you know the secrets, and you be quiet, every one of their sins you pay for it. Why you didn't warn the people from them? It's a big problem. It's a contradiction. You don't want to be ungrateful on one hand, and the other hand, you see so many miserable people are losing their life because of this Rasha. How can you be silent? So the point is, the Gemara says, if you don't talk, what's going to happen? He's going to continue to do what he does to people, and still the other people will think he's righteous. And one day when he gets cancer in his head, what's going to be the people? There's people say, where is the justice? Where is God? Where is Hashem? Look at this guy, 20 years, he teach Torah, he give this, he's such a righteous rabbi, and then that's his end? If you would say 10 years ago, no, don't look at this beard. Beard is for free and the yarmulke is for $2. Come, I show you what he does behind the scenes. Come. See 5 minutes what he does. See the real one. Then everybody will say, Ishtabach Shimcha Hashem, he's so righteous. You gave everyone what he deserved. Since the people don't know, it's your fault. Now everybody thinks Hashem is not fair. See? There's two sides to the coin. Of course, don't get the wrong impression here. Whenever, chas v'chalila, if you ever run to such a nisayon, because it's a very hard test, you don't make a beep before you go to a very, very big graph. Things like this, it's not your opinion. I think that what I see is wrong, and I'm going to do it. Put it on the news. No. You got to go to a big graph, you have to bring proof. One thing leads to another. They ask questions, they start their own investigation, and Bezrat Hashem, we're always going to aim for the truth. The most important thing to finish this lecture is you remember, you are the foundation of the house, and therefore Hashem is holding you responsible for the husband, for the kids. If the husband goes to pray, if the husband learns Torah, if the husband, a lot of the things he does, it's in your hand 100%. A woman that wants her husband to do something, she knows how to do it. So if he doesn't do it, you are guilty. Why your husband getting up at 10 o'clock on Shabbat? Because there's a minyan at 10:30. At 10:30, what time he comes home? It's 2 o'clock. It's over already, the time of the Kiddush. It's your fault. Why he doesn't go to the shul every morning? Because you don't wake him up. It's my problem? What, I'm his alarm? What do you mean? If he goes to daven, you get rewarded. You don't care, that means you have no emunah in Hashem. What? You don't care about the reward of Hashem because you don't believe in it. If you believe in it, you would let your husband snore until 9 o'clock in the morning. Right? If your husband goes to bad places and you don't make a beep. If your husband watch bad things in the computer and you say, it's a lost case, this guy. Giving up. You don't make a problem, you are guilty. You understand? It's a big thing to be a woman. Some women think, Baruch Hashem, I'm not a man. We say in the morning, Baruch Shelo Asani Isha. Some women say, Yishtabach Shemo, that you made me a woman. I don't have to sit, learn Gemara 10 hours, see stars in my eyes. You know, I have it easy. Everyone goes to school. I have time. Sit with my friends in a cafeteria. Go to the gym until 1 o'clock. What's wrong being a wife? If she has a nice car, she goes shopping. Beautiful. She changes a wig every week. What's bad of being a wife?
Yeah, not in these cases. It's not easy to be wife. No.
Thank you very much. We'll see each other, Bezrat Hashem, next week.